Okay. Okay, so we're gonna try something a little different this evening. I'm always on the lookout, for games that are different. Of course, I played some of the more popular or quote-unquote mainstream type of games, but I love finding hidden gems, indie games, smaller games, more obscure type of games, typically ones that have a narrative-driven kind of construct, or something that may foster emotional connections with the characters and or the writing. Okay, so I have quite a few games in my library or in my streaming history that kind of fit into those boxes, right? Now, I don't know anything about this game. I watched a piece of the trailer, just enough to catch my interest, right? So I'm not familiar with the company that made it. I'm not familiar with the quality of it, but I just wanted to try something different, and share it with you guys. So let's see what it's gonna be like, you know. Oh shit! Like I don't know where I'm going to put the camera at yet, just because I'm not sure in itself, like what the game's gonna be like
All
or
right,
about.
the video feed should be up and running, so if you can see me and hear me, then everything is working exactly as it should. Now, I just want to take a quick moment just to go over the setup that you got there. I want to make sure everything's working properly, make sure you feel comfortable with everything before we get the suspects in, all right? Now, what you're looking at now, this is the real-time video feed, and you've got the controls right in front of you that you can use to toggle back and forth between the two different camera angles. Now, this whole system is all touchscreen, so all you gotta do is just touch whichever feed you want, and that's the one that's gonna be displayed. So why don't you go ahead, take a quick sec, and just toggle back and forth, make sure everything's working properly. All right, now, as long as this video feed is running, it's also being recorded and saved. In fact, it's actually recording right now in case you want to revisit any of this information later. Now, as soon as the recording stops, that's when it becomes available for you on the playback monitor that you also have in there. Now, this is where I'm counting on you, okay? This is where I really need you to utilize that playback monitor and carefully analyze these suspects, all right? See if there's anything, and I mean anything, that you happen to catch that I'm going to miss while I'm in here, okay? That's where I'm counting on you. All right, now the video files that are going to be on that playback monitor you have full control over, but you got to be aware that those files will not be available to you until we're done with each session and the recording stops. All right, so that covers all the tech stuff. Now, the case, all right, let's do a quick recap on the case here. So Samantha Williams, age 31, found her mom, Paulette Williams, age 62, dead in her bed after being on in-home hospice care for about 2 months, okay? Nothing out of the ordinary there, seeing as though Paulette was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, part of the hospice care was for Paulette to receive these 30 milligram Oxycontin pills. Now, the problem is that the medical examiner noted extremely high levels of Oxycontin in Paulette's system. Okay, these levels far exceed the 30 milligrams. Now, to top it off, the hospice worker, a guy named Michael Schaefer, he noted that there were missing pills when he went to do his final count. All right, there was actually 5 missing pills of Oxycontin to be exact. Now, it's important to note that Samantha and her husband, a guy named Elliot Jordan, who's age 34, they're the sole caretakers, right? So they're the only ones that are able to administer Paulette's Oxycontin on a regular basis. Now, I did have a chance to talk with both of them about a week or so ago, and things just aren't adding up, okay? They just aren't. Now, fortunately, they are being very cooperative, okay, which is why they've agreed to come down here today and do this second interview with me. Now, since I spoke with them, I was able to subpoena some documents and some records to hopefully, shed light and just get a little insight as to what actually is going on here. And I actually did uncover a few things. So I learned that Samantha has a lot of debt, all right, a pretty significant amount. Most of it's student loans, but it's pretty significant nonetheless. I learned that her mom, Paulette, has a life insurance policy for $250,000 that is payable to her only child, Samantha. And I learned that Samantha booked a one-way ticket to Costa Rica for July of later this year. All right, now, given all of that, I think it's safe to say that foul play is absolutely a possibility here. All right, now, obviously, I'm going to be the physical presence in the room, but I'm going to rely on you, all right, like a lot, okay, because you're going to be my eye in the sky, all right? You have a far better vantage point than I do, okay? So I'll field all the questions in here, but I'm absolutely going to follow your lead, all right? So I need you to use everything that you got in that room to your advantage, okay? Because we have one goal. That's it, right? Solve this case. That's our goal, all right? That's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to bring Samantha in here first. And we'll get the video feedback.
Alright, I just want to check the position of the camera and make sure
Up and running in just a
that
second.
it's not
All right?
blocking anything, okay? Okay, let's move this to the side a little bit. Hold on. See if that helps a little bit. Alright, so let's see.
Okay, Samantha, we are recording. Today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here is Samantha Williams. Samantha, I'm going to ask that you please spell your first and last name for me.
Samantha, Samantha, Williams, Williams.
Thank you. And now I do need you to acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you do consent to that recording. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know we had a chance to go over your rights in the waiting room, but I do want to remind you that those rights do remain at all times today, okay? And also, you are by no means obligated to make this statement, right? You understand that?
Yeah, I do understand, yeah.
Okay. The last thing is I know we spoke about a week or so ago, so I'm probably going to ask you some very similar questions. If I do, just please go ahead and answer those, but this time for the record, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Samantha, let's just start with you telling me what happened.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Wherever you'd like. Just tell me whatever you think I should know.
Okay. Well, there's not really that much to tell. My mom was on hospice care for quite some time, as you know, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And I woke up one morning and found her dead. It wasn't really a shock or anything, you know, we were expecting it, but we just didn't really know when it was going to happen.
And Samantha, you're a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm working on my teaching credentials.
So I'm assuming that's the reason that you were up so early that morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually get up about 6.
About 6? Gotcha. Okay. You can continue.
Well, I woke up. I was doing my morning routine. I took a shower, went to make breakfast. Then I was gonna go give my mom her morning pill and.
Okay, hold. So around what time was it that you were giving her this morning pill?
6:45.
About 6:45. Okay. And then, what did you do after that?
Well, I went in to wake up Elliot, and we called the hospice nurse.
So see, this is where I'm lost. I don't understand. Why did you call the hospice nurse? Why didn't you guys call 911?
Well, that was our protocol. We'd gone over it quite a few times with our care team, and that was just what we were supposed to do.
Now, the care team, that's Michael Schaefer, right? He's the hospice nurse that's with that care team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called Michael, and he was there actually within about an hour. There were all these other people that came in to clean up everything else, clean up the body. Elliot and I, we just stayed in our room, out of the way.
And just for the record, Elliot's your husband, right?
Yeah. I know it's confusing because we don't share the same last name.
And how long have the two of you been married?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. All right. So why don't you tell me about the days leading up to all this?
Okay. How far back?
Why don't you go back to Monday, February 7th, since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom's death.
Monday was pretty typical. I got up, I did my morning routine. I went to work. I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30. Elliot actually had already ordered Thai food, so we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening. I went to bed about 10:30. 10.
Now, did you give your mom a dose of Oxycontin that morning?
Yeah, I do the morning and Elliot does the evening.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah, about 12 hours apart, approximately, anyway. Sometimes there's a breakthrough dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Got you. Now, I did have a chance to speak to Michael, right, the hospice nurse. Are you aware that he had visited that morning?
Yeah. Michael comes every Monday. I'm normally not there. I'm usually at work, so Elliot's the one that lets him in.
So, seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
No. But I mean, I don't think that it would be anything different than a regular visit. Why? Did Michael say something happened that day?
No, not at all. No, I was just curious, that's all. So Tuesday, February 8th, how'd that day go for you?
Honestly, about the same. Minus, I guess, the gym and the grocery store. I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening, and I went to bed just like I always do.
And that would have been around like 10-ish, right?
Yeah. I mean, give or take 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to assume that Elliot also that same day gave her her evening dose of Oxycontin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as though you didn't give your mom a pill the morning of her death, right? Then it's safe to say that Elliot, right? He would have been the last person to give your mom Oxycontin. Is that correct? Right? Like nobody else could have given her a pill, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Any breakthrough doses that day?
Never heard that term in my life.
Um, no. No, not that I remember, no.
Now, Samantha, these 5 missing pills. Do you have any idea how these 5 pills could have gone missing?
No.
No.
I don't.
Well, you are at least aware, right, that these 5 pills have gone missing.
Yeah. That's what Michael said, yeah. And I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you brought us down here.
Yeah, that's a big part of the reason. Samantha, I can't seem to understand how 5 30-milligram Oxycontin pills could have gone missing.
Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't
It's
know.
not a particularly strong
You don't know.
dose.
I don't know.
5 definitely
All
wouldn't
right,
kill
Samantha,
someone.
is there anything else that you think I should be aware of? Anything that you need to tell me?
No, not really, no. But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Are we being suspected of something?
Samantha, foul play is absolutely a possibility here, yes. Right, that's why I'm here. My job is to try to figure out what happened.
Well,
Okay,
number
but as long as
one,
you're honest with me,
you
then
you
we're
shouldn't
good.
have said that.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Not this
Good.
early.
So look, there's just one last thing that I want to clear up with you, okay? First, I need you to verify you still have some student loan debt. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And it's a pretty large amount that you owe, right?
Like, what student does it?
About 105,000, yeah.
105,000? Wow. That's a pretty significant amount of money.
Yeah.
Now, prior to your mom's death, did you know that she had a life insurance policy for $250,000 that's payable directly to you, her only child?
I did. I didn't know about it until she got ill.
So prior to all this, you had no idea that she had this life insurance policy?
I'm sure she had something. I assumed she had something. But I didn't know any of the details of it, the amount, nothing.
All right, what can you tell me about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Costa Rica.
You're probably referring to the plane ticket that I bought.
Yeah, that's correct. What's that all about?
There's just been so much going on. I've been really stressed out with, and I was just planning a little vacation for a bit once school was out. That's all.
So that's why you bought the ticket for July?
Yeah.
Now, see, the problem is you bought a one-way ticket, Samantha, right? So, were you never planning on coming back?
No. No, it was it's just a cheap fare that I found. There's this app that tracks your purchases for you, but it only deals in one-way fare tickets. It's for plane travel. So I saw that ticket and I bought that flight, and I just was waiting for the right return flight. I just hadn't found it yet.
What about Elliot? Two of you weren't going to go together?
No. We weren't sure if my mom would still need care at the time.
And Samantha, you
would you go by yourself?
You didn't think to mention this earlier? I mean, this seems like a huge oversight, don't you think?
I didn't see what it had to do with anything. It's just a vacation.
It's just a vacation. Samantha, are you okay?
You don't have to bring any of this up to Elliot, do you?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Samantha, are you sure there isn't something that you need to tell me?
No.
No. Okay. All right, Samantha, let's give you a break, okay? And we'll get your husband in here, okay? All right.
Are we gonna get us a new set of clues? I'm not too concerned about that because
Okay,
makes
Elliot, we
$1,000 a
are
month.
recording. I do want to remind you that the rights that we went over in the waiting room, they do apply to all
If
times
she
today,
only
okay?
owes
Cool.
$100,000 in
Um,
debt,
Okay, so today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here is Elliot Jordan. Elliot, can you do me a favor and please spell your first and last name?
First name Elliot, last name Jordan.
Thank you. I do ask that you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to that recording. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. And lastly, I do want you to be aware that you do not have to make this statement. You're not obligated. You understand that, right?
Understood.
Okay. So, Elliot, I do want to get your take on things. So why don't you just tell me what happened?
I mean, there's not much to tell. Paulette was on hospice, and she was expected to pass away.
And that's it?
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just an unfortunate situation.
All right, well, let's see if we can maybe explore a little more here. Why don't you tell me what happened on Monday, February 7th?
I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary. I woke up around 11 a.m. that morning. Our hospice nurse, Michael, he gets to the house on Mondays at noon. Let him in when he got to the house, and he tended to Paulette while I took a video call from a client. He left later that afternoon, and I continued to work.
And you're a sound engineer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you work from home?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can continue.
So after I wrapped for the day, I ordered some Thai food. I hadn't eaten all day. I was starving, so I didn't wait for Sam to get home. But she got to the house pretty soon after I finished eating, and we watched some TV. She went to bed. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped on video games online and played until about 2 a.m., something like that, and then went to sleep.
Do you normally go to bed that late?
Yeah, usually later, honestly. I have trouble sleeping, so I just kind of stay up until I'm drained.
So I'm going to assume, right, you gave Paulette her dose of OxyContin that evening. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I gave her a dose around 7. That's routine for us.
So based on this routine, you obviously gave her a pill of OxyContin that night, right, February 7th. I'm going to assume that you also gave her a dose on Tuesday, February 8th that night. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
All right, so what about Tuesday? Anything out of the ordinary on Tuesday?
No. I worked on a track for most of the day for a client, and Sam got home around 5. We ate leftovers from the night before and watched TV again. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped online, played video games, and did that the rest of the night.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right. So based on everything that you're saying, then you would have been the last person to give Paulette a dose of Oxycontin, right, prior to her death?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. Did either you or Samantha give her any breakthrough doses on that day?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no.
Okay, so let's assume that everything that you're saying is accurate. Can you explain to me how 5 30-milligram Oxycontin pills could have gone missing?
The only thing I've thought about is that maybe the pharmacy messed up. Happens from time to time, right?
I mean,
Not
yeah,
very often.
it happens. It's extremely rare, but sure.
I got a chronic
But
condition
see,
where
even
I
if that were the
take
case, right,
pain
that still
medication
doesn't
for
explain
a large part
how
of my
Paulette
life,
overdosed.
and
Does it?
I've never gotten
I
a
guess not.
prescription with 5-10 extra pills in it.
So, Elliot, right, my job is to figure out how Paulette overdosed. Okay, that's my job. So, with that in mind, is there anything that you need to tell me? Anything that I should be aware of?
Can't think of anything else. I think we've covered everything.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right. We'll take a short break, okay? All right.
So Samantha was the only one that offered up something unsolicited. I don't know if you noticed that. What am I supposed to push? Oh.
Well, I don't know about you, but it feels like both of them are hiding something. Samantha definitely feels off, and Elliot seems a bit too nonchalant for my taste. I'm going to bring Samantha back in here in just a sec. I want to see if I can pry some more information out of her. But look, before we do that, we really need to think about how we want to approach this. I think that if I put some pressure on her, she'll crack for sure. But honestly, I'm conflicted. Part of me also feels that I should keep playing nice. I don't know, maybe a calm approach may get her to trust me and open up more. But then again, if this is all an act, she might see right through that bullshit and use it in her favor. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to get an exact read on her. Why don't you do some reviewing? See if anything helps guide how we should move forward. Maybe you can get a better take on things. And listen, take all the time you want, okay? I don't care if these two are here all day and
I'm
night.
just figuring out which
When you're ready, you give me a
directions
call and you let me know
control
how you want to play this. I'll trust your judgment. All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right, the video feed should be up and running. So okay, Samantha, we are recording.
Well, I woke up. I was doing my morning routine. I took a shower, went to make breakfast. Then I was going to go give my mom her morning pill. And
Okay, hold. So around what time was it that you were giving her this morning pill?
6:45.
About 6:45. Okay. And then, yeah, what did you do after that?
Well, I went in to wake up Elliot, and we called the hospice nurse.
So see, this is where I'm lost. I don't understand. Why did you call the hospice nurse? Why didn't you guys call 911?
Well, that was our protocol. we'd gone over it quite a few times with our care team, and that was just what we were supposed to do.
Now, the care team, that's Michael Schaefer, right? He's the hospice nurse that's with that care team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we got to get him in here for questions. Because that's a pretty important position, and he would also have some information as to how her treatment would normally go as compared to what they're telling us. But you know, one of my issues is that if only 5 pills are missing, now that's going to get you high as a kite.com if you take that all at once, even though 30 milligrams is not one of the heavier doses. I'd say it's not the lower end, but it's just an average. You know, you would think that it possibly would be even more stronger because it's palliative care. So you know, like someone with an end stage diagnosis of cancer like that, you would think that their pain levels would be tremendously high and maybe it would be stronger. Uh, the 5 doses being that I don't think that's enough to kill somebody in one go, would possibly indicate somebody abusing it, you know? And there's nothing on Schaefer. 100 grand for school debt is not like something that is going to bring up a red flag. It is a significant amount of debt. She is a substitute teacher. And it's significant in the sense that 0 versus 100 is something. But you could spend a lot more doing 8 different things in school. You know, but even though she's only a substitute, if you look at these payment statements, right there. So she's on the 15th of February. She got a check for a stack 58.81, right? And she got the same on January 30th. So every 2 weeks she's getting $2,100, give or take. You know, or 21.29 right there. I was doing the math in my head instead of just looking at the balance. Look at the other costs on here, right? So she's making the credit card payments. You know, it seems as though the prescription is coming out of her pocket as well. The cable's not going to be something that's going to hit it that hard. But now, you know, she is making, so on the 1st and the 15th, she's making a $450 payment. The previous month, on the 1st and the 15th, she's making a $350 payment. So let's see the difference here. 1350, 13.9. So it's about $50 difference. Hold on. But she's also paying on an auto loan, so we're looking at so that first 2 weeks, most of her money is going to go towards her credit card payment, the prescriptions, her car payment, and the only other payment on here is a cable bill, right? But that leaves her with her second check to be able to have enough to make two $450 payments, you know? And that would still leave her with about between 100 and 200 pocket money, right? Now, you take those 5 pills at a time, say you're getting $10 from them, you ain't making shit but $50, you know? So I really don't, it doesn't seem as though she's selling them. Okay, she's got the plane ticket, but is the plane ticket in her statements? Oh well, shit. The damn paying for this is only 25 a month. This is only 35 a month, so $60 a month is all she signed up for to pay on her balance, right? You know, now she's paying more than that because at that rate that would take her 138 years to pay it off, right? But she's paying almost $1,000 a month. So I don't think that it financially it looks like a bad plan, you know, because she is just like anyone else. She's spending a lot more of her total income than maybe most would like to spend. But none of it's in the red. Nothing on here seems imbalanced. But I think there's other points of interest that maybe uh, important.
Called Michael, and he was there actually within about an hour. To clean up everything else, clean up the body.
And just for the record, Elliot's your husband, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's confusing because we don't share the same last name.
And how long have the two of you been married?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. All right. So why don't you tell me about the days leading up to all this?
Okay. How far back?
Why don't you go back to Monday, February 7th, since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom's death.
Monday was pretty typical. I got up, I did my morning routine. I went to work. I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30. Elliot actually had already ordered Thai food, so we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening. I went to bed about 10:30, 10.
Now, did you give your mom a dose of OxyContin that morning?
Yeah, I do the morning and Elliot does the evening.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah, about 12 hours apart, approximately, anyway. Sometimes there's a breakthrough dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Now that's one
Got you.
discrepancy.
Now, I did have a chance to speak to Michael, right, the hospice nurse. Are you aware that he had visited that morning?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn it! Wrong
Okay.
button. I'm sorry.
Tuesday, February 8th. How'd that?
Um. So that's the first discrepancy in either one of their statements, uh, concerning extra doses to the victim. In Elliot's interview, he denied that. She actually offered that, unsolicited. Okay. That may be a point to plumb.
That day go for you?
So we got Monday
Honestly,
covered.
about the same. Minus, I guess, the gym and the grocery store. I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening, and I went to bed just like I always do.
And that would have been around like 10-ish, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, give or take 30 minutes.
And I'm going to assume that Elliot also that same day gave her her evening dose of OxyContin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as though you didn't give your mom a pill the morning of her death, right? Then it's safe to say that Elliot, right? He would have been the last person to give your mom.
Yeah, that's correct.
Any breakthrough doses that day?
No. No, not that I remember, no.
Now, Samantha, these 5 missing pills. Do you have any idea how these 5 pills could have gone missing?
So typically she would get between
Well, you are at least aware, right, that these
90
5
and
pills have
120.
gone missing.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of times with
That's what
severe
Michael said,
pain, it's either 3 or 4 times a day.
And I'm assuming that's part of the
So
reason.
if you
that
take
guys
5, you're cutting off maybe
that's
2 days of
that's
her
a big
monthly.
part of the reason. Samantha, I can't
That's
seem
still
to
not enough
understand
to
how
like
5
make extra money off
30
of.
milligram OxyContin pills could have gone missing.
Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
All right, Samantha, is there anything else that you think I should be aware of? Anything that you need to tell me?
No, not really, no. But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Are we being suspected of something?
Samantha, it's a pretty large amount that you owe, right?
Details of it, the amount, nothing. I mean, I didn't know about it until she got ill.
So prior to all this, you had no idea that she had this life insurance policy?
I mean, I'm sure she had something. I assumed she had something. But I didn't know any of the details of it, the amount, nothing.
All right, what can you tell me about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Costa Rica.
You're probably referring to the plane ticket that I bought.
Yeah, that's correct. What's that?
Tracks your purchases for you. But it only deals in one-way fare tickets. It's for plane travel. So I saw that ticket and I bought that flight and I just was waiting for the right return flight. I just hadn't found it yet.
What about Elliot? 2 of you weren't going to go together?
No. We weren't sure if my mom would still need care at the time.
And Samantha, you didn't think to mention this earlier? I mean, this seems like a huge oversight, don't you think? Tell me. Okay, Elliot, we are recording. I do ask that you please.
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just an unfortunate situation.
All right. Well, let's see if we can maybe explore a little more here. Why don't you tell me what happened on Monday, February 7th?
I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary. I woke up around 11 a.m. that morning. Our hospice nurse, Michael, he gets to the house on Mondays at noon. Let him in when he got to the house, and he tended to Paulette while I took a video call from a client. He left later that afternoon, and I continued to work.
And you're a sound engineer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you work from home?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can continue.
So after I wrapped for the day, I ordered some Thai food. I hadn't eaten all day. I was starving, so I didn't wait for Sam to get home. But she got to the house pretty soon after I finished eating, and we watched some TV.
He didn't give any times for these.
She went to bed. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped on video games online and played until about 2 a.m., something like that, and then went to sleep.
Do you normally go to bed that late?
Yeah, usually later, honestly. I have trouble sleeping, so I just...
Okay, so I'm taking notes from their statements.
So
for comparison,
I'm going to assume, right, you gave Paulette her dose of OxyContin that evening. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I gave her a dose around 7. That's routine for us.
So based on this routine, you obviously gave her a pill of OxyContin that night, right, February 7th. I'm going to assume that you also gave her a dose on Tuesday, February 8th that night. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what about Tuesday? Anything out of the ordinary on Tuesday?
No.
That's only
I
2
worked
a
on
day.
track
There would
for most of the day for a client.
typically,
and
it's every 4 to 6 hours. 6 is normal. 4 if the pain is increased.
Sam got home around 5. We ate leftovers from the night before and watched TV again. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped online, played video games, and did that the rest of the night.
And that's it?
Sasha, stop.
All right. So based on everything that you're saying, then you would have been the last person to give Paulette a dose of OxyContin, right, prior to her death?
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. Did either you or Samantha give her any breakthrough doses on that day?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no.
Okay, so let's assume that everything that you're saying is accurate. Can you explain to me how 5 30-milligram OxyContin pills could have gone missing?
The only thing I've thought about is that maybe the pharmacy messed up. Happens from time to time, right?
Now he's asking for him
I mean,
for
yeah,
confirmation.
It happens. It's extremely rare, but sure. But see, even if that were the case, right, that still doesn't explain how Paulette overdosed, does it?
I guess not.
So, Elliot, right, my job is to figure out how Paulette overdosed. Okay, that's my job. So, with that in mind, is there anything that you need to tell me? Anything that I should be aware of?
Can't think of anything else. I think we've covered everything.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, can't think of anything else.
All right.
Just give me a moment. Let me go over these notes. I was only able to find two discrepancies. One concerning quote unquote breakthrough dose. Um, the other concerning her arrival home on the evening prior to the victim's death. And he never offered any times uh, for her arrivals. She did. She had it all down.
Hey. Okay, so you want to go with the nice and calm approach. Not a problem at all. Give me a sec. I'll get Samantha back in here and we'll get things back up and running. All right, bye.
Fishcam County.
This is a continuation with Samantha Williams. The date is still February 19th of 2022. So, Samantha, I just have a few things that I want to clear up with you and then we'll be done, okay?
Okay.
Great. I want to take a look at some of your debt, make sure that my numbers are accurate, okay?
Okay, sure.
So, I see that in addition to your student loans, you have a car that you own, and you owe about $5,700 on that car. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You also have 2 credit cards. Looks like both of those are maxed out, and that's $15,000 that you owe. Is that also correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. What does that work out to in terms of a monthly payment?
Just the credit cards are everything?
Everything. So the credit cards, the car, student loan, and I don't need an exact amount. Just give me a rough idea.
It's roughly one of her paychecks.
$13.50 a month.
$13.50. Okay. And then I know that you live with your mom, but you do pay her something, right, every month?
$5.50 a month for bills, groceries.
Now that wasn't in
Elliot
the.
does about the same.
So $5.50 to your mom. Okay. And then salary. What do you bring home monthly salary wise after taxes? Again, I don't need an exact.
About
just give me
$2,100 to
a rough estimate.
$2,200.
$2,100.
$2,100. Okay. Okay. So, if my math is correct, then you owe about $1,900, right, a month. That's your monthly expenses, and then you bring in, as you said, $2,100 a month in terms of salary. So that leaves you with $200 approximately every month to cover things like going out, right, clothes. That $200, that's your monthly disposable income. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's pretty tight.
It is.
Now, Samantha, I'm not saying that the two are connected, but technically this $250,000 life insurance policy, I mean, that's enough to pay off all this debt, and then you still pocket over $100,000.
Technically, yes.
So is that what you plan on doing? You plan on paying off all your debt?
I don't know.
What she would plan on doing to me is irrelevant to the motive.
Okay. So this trip to Costa Rica in July, right? This is your hard-earned vacation, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you stated that you had purchased a one-way ticket because you found some app, right? That I guess has what is it, cheap flights, right? And then you said that you were just waiting to find a good deal, right, on the return ticket. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Samantha, I have to ask, were you really planning on returning? You sure that you're not trying to escape something? Look, Samantha, I'm sure that you can see how this doesn't help your case. Okay? I don't believe that you killed your mom, okay? I don't believe that. But I also don't believe that you're being honest with me. Okay, I want to help you. Right? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to show that you had absolutely nothing to do with this, okay, Samantha? Right, but this is a two-way street, right? Okay, and this is where I need you to help me too. So I need to know why did you buy this one-way ticket? Look, Samantha, if you don't clear this up, you are going to make it really hard for me to not pin this on you. I'm sure you can see that. All right, so I need to know the truth. I need to know why did you buy this one-way ticket? Yeah?
If she did have some involvement, a plane ticket could
I'm leaving Elliot.
have something to do with motive to leave, right? But
So what do you mean the two
as
of you
far
are
as
splitting
that
up?
incriminating her, no.
Yeah, but
But what? Let me guess. Elliot, he doesn't know this, does he? So is this what you've been hiding?
yeah.
Are you a little Billy Goat?
Look, when I bought that ticket, it had nothing to do with
I don't want you to climb on me. I'm asking you about your Billy Goat status.
I did figure that she probably would have passed away by then, but that wasn't the reason why.
That's quite a
You're
statement.
gonna have to explain.
Well, I have a lot of debt, as you know, and I had heard of people leaving the U.S. to escape their debt.
So is that what you were planning to do, was to escape your debt? So just to make sure that I get this straight, You purchased this one-way ticket to Costa Rica so that you could escape your debt and to leave your husband. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, but what I don't understand is why you're trying to bail on your student loans and all your other debt. I mean, you have this $250,000 life insurance policy. That surely is going to pay off all your debt.
$250,000 is not that much money. My mom had her own debt too, you know, between my debt and her debt and funeral costs and medical bills. There's nothing left.
What about her house? What are the plans with the house?
The
No plans.
the investigator is leading far too much.
The house is going into foreclosure any day, and apparently my mom was really behind on her mortgage payments. Like, really behind.
So Samantha, just need to know. I mean, are you and Elliot not in a happy marriage? I mean, honestly, it never came across that way. You know, in my time that I spent with you two.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, Samantha, I'm asking you.
Elliot is a great guy. It's just that I have changed a lot since we first met.
Well, enlighten us.
I'm not the same person that I was.
How so, darling?
And all of this with my mom. It just made me look at life differently, you know? I mean, she was still really young.
So your mother's mortality made you want to be single?
Life is never guaranteed, right? You know? I'm just now realizing that.
At 31?
And I have always been afraid of everything. My whole life. Afraid to pursue my dreams because I thought that they were worthless compared to other people's. Afraid of fitting in, of not fitting in, of being made fun of. I have lived my whole life for other people. Including Elliot.
Please elaborate.
And I never once stopped to consider my own happiness. But I'm done doing that. And I love Elliot. I really do. But he doesn't make me happy. I just wanted a fresh start. I feel like I deserve a fresh start.
So that's the whole plan, huh? Just to move to Costa Rica and start a whole new chapter in life. Is that basically it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I would have preferred to ask the damn questions than
And
how he's
Elliot,
handling it.
he doesn't know about your big move. Now, do you think that maybe in your your overly burdened state that maybe you helped accelerate?
No, I love my mom. I would never do anything to hurt her.
I'm not saying that you hurt her. I'm would not be hurting her, right?
That's interesting.
I wanted my mom around as long as possible.
As far as his approach.
She was the only person in my life that was truly supportive.
Samantha, I understand. I understand all of this. I get you, but none of this helps me understand how Paulette overdosed, right? It's not like she could have taken those pills herself.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let's switch gears here for a sec. All right. You stated earlier, right, that Elliot was the last person to give your mom a dose of OxyContin, correct? Correct?
No, actually.
Oh, well, see,
No.
that's a discrepancy.
I remembered I had given her a breakthrough dose about 11 p.m. that night.
And she denied. Wait a
So-
minute, hold on, man. She said he gave it to her.
So hold on. You're telling me that you gave your mom a dose of OxyContin that Tuesday night, February 8th, the night right before her death? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
And you didn't you didn't think to tell me this earlier?
I'm sorry, I just forgot. There's been so much going on, I truly just didn't remember.
You forgot? Samantha, you're telling me that you forgot that you gave your mom a dose of OxyContin the night before she died. That's what you're telling me, is that you forgot?
I know that sounds like it's hard to believe, but that's the truth.
Okay. Okay, so then you were actually the last person to give your mom OxyContin prior to her death. Is that statement now accurate?
Yeah. I was having trouble sleeping that night, and I woke up, which was very rare for me. I went to go check on my mom. And I saw that she was having a lot of discomfort. And
How much did you give her?
the usual 10 milligrams.
10 milligrams is not the usual.
And what about Elliot? Did Elliot
30.
give her any breakthrough doses that you may have forgotten about?
So
No.
initially
You sure?
she said he gave the breakthrough doses. He denied
The
it.
chart on the refrigerator, we write everything down.
Did you write your 11 p.m. dose down?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Well, that indicates
remember.
deception. But the important part of that is why.
So this whole thing could possibly be an accident.
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe I've been looking at this the wrong way. Right? Maybe nobody intentionally killed your mom. Maybe it was just a simple human mistake. What do you think?
I don't follow exactly.
Samantha, is it possible that you measured that dose incorrectly? I mean, you were tired, right? Stressed.
You don't fucking
Right,
miss
we've
a
already
pill.
established you got a lot of craziness going on in your life.
She's not giving it to her intravenously.
Maybe when you gave her that dose, you measured wrong and you gave her more than she should have consumed. Do you think that's possible?
Maybe, but even if I did, that still doesn't explain the missing pills.
No. No, it doesn't. Do you suddenly remember what happened to those 5 missing pills?
No, I don't.
You sure?
I swear to you, I don't know.
All right, Samantha, I'm gonna ask you one more time, okay? Because we can't keep going around in circles here. Is there anything that I need to know? Anything that you may have forgotten? Anything that may have popped into your head? Anything that you are suddenly remembering? Anything at all?
No.
So that's everything.
For now, it is.
Okay. All right, Samantha, we're going to take a break, okay?
Well, that was a lot more than I was expecting. If she really is telling the truth, then I guess that clears up the one-way ticket. But that's only if she's telling the truth. Regardless, I'm having a hard time believing that she really forgot about that 11 p.m. breakthrough dose. I just can't see how someone would forget something like that, especially when they're under investigation.
I agree, but
Honestly, it kind of makes me question everything she's been telling me.
putting it on Elliot is a whole
Now, if she is
other
being
issue.
honest, though, then the accident scenario is certainly possible. This is where I wish I were a mind reader. All right, well, moving forward, how do you want to play this with Elliot? I definitely feel he's hiding some things from me as well, and we still can't account for those 5 missing pills. I can tell him everything we just learned about Samantha's plans to leave him. See if he really has no clue about all this. I just wonder if him learning about Costa Rica will affect things negatively or positively. Because if Samantha's being honest about that trip, then it really has no relevance to this case, and we might get caught up in something that really isn't that important. Now, the other option is I do ask him about Costa Rica, but I don't reveal anything. I just see where he takes things when I ask him about it. Instead, use the time to mostly put some pressure on him being involved with the murder somehow. Really test him to see if he's got something to hide. I'm sure we'll learn something either way. So, this is where my trust lies with you. All right, look things over and let me know how you want me to proceed. All right, we'll talk soon. Hey. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell him everything I know about Costa Rica. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, give me a sec. I'll grab Ellie and we'll get things back up and running. Okay. Bye.
This is a continuation with Elliot Jordan. The date is still Saturday, February 19th of 2022. Elliot, I just learned that you actually weren't the last person to give Paulette a dose of OxyContin.
Yeah, she just told me in the waiting room, actually.
She just told you that.
Yeah.
Were you aware of this before?
No.
No. Apparently, she may have possibly written this down on a chart. I guess the two of you keep a chart on your fridge. Does that ring any bells?
Yeah, we keep a chart, but I honestly didn't look at it that night. I had given Paulette her dose at 7, so there was no reason for me to check.
And you didn't hear Samantha get up around 11 o'clock that night?
Yeah, I guess not.
You think that's maybe because you were gaming?
Probably. I also use headphones when I game, so I don't really pay attention to anything around me.
And what about you, Elliot? Is there maybe something that you suddenly remember? Maybe something slipped your mind from earlier? Anything at all?
Yeah, I probably should confess something to you.
You have something that you need to confess?
Yeah, I took the pills.
The 5 missing OxyContin pills, you took those?
Yeah.
Now, is that what you used to kill Paulette?
No. I took the pills for myself. I told you earlier that I have trouble sleeping, and I took the oxy to help me sleep.
5?
So, you're telling me that you took those pills to personally consume them?
Yeah. And it honestly wasn't the first time. I've taken pills from Paulette before. And I know it's stupid that I should have told you before this, but...
Yeah, Elliot, you should have brought this up earlier, for sure. You know, that could have saved us all a lot of time. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that clears up the missing pills then, right?
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah.
Except, Elliot, this confuses me more.
Why?
Well, if you were the one who personally consumed those pills, then how do we explain Paulette overdosing?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know.
No.
Okay. Elliot, let's get back to Samantha here for a sec. How would you describe your relationship with Samantha?
In what way?
However you want.
I think it's a pretty typical relationship. You know that we've been married for 2 years. Dated a couple years prior, so we've been together for a while. I don't know, it's not much to say. It's a happy marriage.
Do you two love each other?
Of course.
And do you trust each other?
Yeah, we love each other, we trust each other. We're a happily married couple.
So, just out of curiosity, does Samantha know that you've been taking her mom's pills for your own personal consumption?
No.
She doesn't know that. So it is safe to say that you guys do keep some secrets from each other, right? And what about your future, Elliot? How do you envision your future with Samantha?
My future.
Your future, right? House in the suburbs, couple kiddos, grow old together. Yeah, your future.
We haven't really talked about anything substantial in a while, but we've discussed maybe opening up a small business at some point.
What kind of small business did the two of you talk about opening up?
It was just pipe dreams, really, but we've talked about maybe like a small cafe or bed and breakfast, something like that. Just an environment where we can meet new and interesting people.
So,
What?
how are you guys planning to fund something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, there was nothing really that we were finalizing, but I don't know, maybe now with the life insurance money, maybe we can start something. I think Paulette would be happy that we used the money for something good,
Now, financially speaking, right, you and Samantha are in a totally different situation, right? Like you have no debt, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I've got, monthly credit card bills and stuff like that, but I pay those off every month on time. No worries.
So then you must be a pretty fiscally responsible person, is that right?
Yeah, somewhat.
What about kids? You two ever talk about having kids?
Yeah, we've talked about it. Again, we haven't really discussed anything big lately, but
Sasha,
I
get
think
off
it would
her feet.
be nice to have a kid eventually. Obviously with Paulette's health condition, there was too much responsibility between the two of us anyway to think about anything else.
Sasha.
Look, Elliot, I don't know how to tell you this. Why don't you tell me what you know about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica?
Costa Rica. What do you know about Costa Rica?
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with anything?
So, I'm telling you Costa Rica, and you're telling me you have no idea what I mean?
No.
None.
None.
Elliot, I'm afraid that Samantha, she doesn't share the same vision of the future that you do.
What do you mean?
She's not happy in this relationship, Elliot. In fact, she plans on leaving you.
Is this some kind of police tactic or something?
No, Elliot, this is true.
She told you this earlier.
Yeah. In fact, she has already purchased a one-way ticket to Costa Rica. That's actually why I brought it up. She's leaving in July, actually, and I'm pretty sure she plans on using that life insurance money that you're talking about to start a whole new chapter in life without you.
You're messing with me.
Elliot, I wouldn't mess with you. I mean, these statements are recorded. I have the whole statement of hers recorded as well. Look, Elliot, I have a printout of her boarding pass. You can look at that for yourself. You know what I think, Elliot? I think that Samantha really hates her life. Right, think about it, right? She's got mom who's on hospice, right, that she has to care for day in and day out for who knows how long, right? She's got a history of never sticking up for herself, right? Never actually being the person that she actually wants to be, right? I mean, she's clearly in an unhappy marriage.
Well, but we're going to build
Elliot,
a bed
man,
and breakfast together.
She just wants out, man. I mean, look. Right there, she wants out.
What the hell? I've given everything for her. Everything to make this relationship work.
Biscuit.
Just gotta throw everything away.
Okay, you know what I need from you? I need
After
calm
everything
and
I've
relaxed
done.
puppy.
You know, it wouldn't actually surprise me if Samantha did this. Planned this whole thing.
Really?
Stop.
I mean, apparently she's capable of a lot more than I can imagine.
So you think that Samantha is capable of planning this whole thing?
Based on what you told me, Yeah, I think it's possible.
What about your undercover pill shit?
She was the last one to give her mom oxy, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
She could have easily given her too much. And as much as it pains me to say, I think Samantha did kill her mom.
You really think that?
I do.
Elliot, we can take a break, right? You clearly have a lot that you need to process here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Look, I can set you up in a different room if you want to.
No.
No.
I need to talk to Sam.
Okay. All right. Look, we'll take a break. Yeah, and we'll go. From
Like
there.
in real circumstances, they wouldn't be having conversations in a neutral area. What the fuck does that mean?
You think he's being authentic? You think Samantha planned this whole thing? I don't know. Either way, I don't think we're going to get anything more out of these two. We got to make a decision here. Again, I'm going to follow your lead, so definitely take your time. I want to make sure we get this right. Based on Elliot's statement, or if you feel we have enough evidence, we can charge Samantha with the murder of her mom. Or if you think the two of them are in this together, we can charge both of them. But we're definitely going to need some evidence to back that up. As for Elliot being the sole person responsible, I'm not too sure we have enough evidence. But if you feel he's still hiding something, I can charge him. I'll try to find a way to justify it if that's the route you want to go. Other option is that we let them both go. Maybe we don't have enough evidence to charge anyone. Look over everything and let me know.
You don't have enough
Just make sure that
evidence
you choose
against
carefully,
either
okay?
one of them.
If we make the wrong decision here, it's both our asses. All right, you give me a call when you're ready to wrap this up. Hey. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's charge Elliot. I think you might be onto something here. In fact, I have a little trick up my sleeve. All right, let me go grab him, and we'll get things up and running in just a sec. Okay? Bye.
All right, this is a continuation with Elliot Jordan. The date is still February 19th of 2022. So, look, Elliot, after everything that I've heard today, looked over some other documents and some other things that are, kind of pertinent to this case here. I have to be honest, I'm having a very difficult time believing some of your statements. I am. Now, you stated, right, that you're the one who took these 5 missing pills of Paulette's, right, and that you've been taking pills earlier, right, prior to that, right, to help with your sleep, right. So, see, Elliot, I don't think that that's true.
Why would I lie about that?
Why would you lie about that? I don't know, Elliot. I don't know. To throw me off track, protect yourself, protect Sam. I don't know, right? The reason is irrelevant, okay?
Thank you.
The point is that whole scenario, that's just way too convenient, Elliot. Like, way too convenient.
Look, I can understand that it can come off as too convenient, but it's the truth.
It's the truth. Okay. Okay, well, that's good. That is good, okay? Because see, like, what I want to do is I want to, verify, right, the accuracy of that statement. That's what I'd like to do. Okay, so I'm going to get a lab technician, right? They're going to stop by and we're going to get a blood sample. Okay, now that blood sample will allow us to see if there's actually Oxycontin in your system. Okay, right? And I'm pretty sure that we are within the 6-week period, right? Now you probably don't know this, okay? But I believe it's 6 weeks. Okay, 6 weeks is how long Oxycontin can stay in your system. Now, are you aware of that? You're not. Okay, well, it's 6 weeks. Okay, and based on your statement, right, that you've been taking these pills regularly, and based on the date, right, of Paulette's most recent prescription, we are absolutely within that 6-week window. All right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not obligated to take a blood sample.
What? You can
You're
be
not
court
obligated.
ordered.
No. But you will take one. All right. I may not be able to get you to take a test today, although I would love for you to be a willing participant. Right? Because otherwise, I'm going to have to get a warrant. Right? And due to the nature of this case, Elliot, I can get an expedited warrant, right? I can get that expedited ASAP. All right, so whether you're going to be, willing to submit yourself to this test today or not, right? I am going to get a blood sample in the very immediate future. That's just what's going to happen. And Elliot, why are you even asking me about like being forced to what? Like what? I'm trying to verify a very simple thing here. I want you to think about, right? How does that look to a jury? You're telling me that you took these pills from Paulette, and then when I'm here trying to simply verify that, you're giving me pushback. You're asking me like that. You're not obligated. What?
I just don't understand where any of this is coming from. Did we not already establish that Sam did this?
This is a detective game. It's
Elliot,
an investigation of a suspicious death.
You haven't. Okay? Elliot, I know that you did this. I know you did, right? You did not take those 5 pills. Heck, I don't even think you took any of Paulette's pills. Elliot, look. Listen, because the best thing that you can do for yourself is to confess. Okay, but I mean confess like now. Like right now, because look, if you don't, right? And I get that blood sample back and I see that you've been lying to me, okay, well that is when shit can get real ugly for you. And I mean real ugly, all right? And trust me, Elliot, that is not a path that you want to go down, okay? So you have one good option, Elliot, one, okay? And that is to tell me the truth right now.
Right, damn it. Yes. I did it. But it's only because Sam is too weak. She couldn't even help her own mom end her suffering. I mean, it was excruciating watching Paulette go through all the shit that she's gone through. Day in and day out, physical pain, mental pain. She wanted out of her situation. And I couldn't see any other way but to agree with her on that. And so she asked me because she knew that Sam wouldn't help her with that. And I did it. That doesn't make me a murderer.
What the fuck does that make you?
I did that because it's the right thing to do. And I couldn't see another option for anyone involved.
Okay.
I got the right person.
So Elliot, I
got a confession.
Explain to me exactly how you did it.
I followed Paulette's orders. I crushed up the 5 pills and mixed them with her breakthrough dosage. That's it.
But still, the 6 pills is
She
not
wanted
enough.
to go peacefully in her sleep.
You have to give her like half a damn
And
bottle.
I left Paulette. I didn't want to see her in pain anymore.
Elliot, around what time did this happen?
2 a.m.
Elliot, I'm sorry for what you had to go through. I am. Look, unfortunately, we do have to take you into custody, though. Okay? That's just what we have to do. Elliot, I need you to listen. Okay, I need you to listen to me. Okay, I need you to put your hands up just like that. Okay, Elliot, just like that. I need you to cross your fingers. Look at me. Okay, and then I just need you to walk them. Okay, and just keep them just like that for me. Okay, Elliot. Just like that. Okay, Elliot, I'm gonna get some officers and they'll be able to get you some water and properly escort you out of here, okay? Give me one moment, Elliot. Be right back. Yeah, we can. He's still asleep. He's fine.
Wow, that was a damn good bluff, huh? You know, I honestly have no clue how long OxyContin stays in your system. Whew. I gotta be honest, though, I do feel bad for Elliot. This whole thing's an absolute mess. I really hope a jury takes it easy on him. All right, it's out of our hands now, though, right? Hey, thank you. All right, you deserve a lot of credit. I'm impressed. I seriously couldn't have done this without your help. Why don't you go take a break, okay? This case, it's officially closed. Great job. All right, I'll take care of all the paperwork. Till next time. All right, cheers.
All right, so um, I enjoyed this game. Like, it's a discount, so like it wasn't the price of a full game, but it's fun and it's subject matter that I like. It was a little bit intriguing, having some prior knowledge about some of this stuff. It's interesting, and me being able to pick out a couple of their points where they diverged, and it's really cool to. I'd have felt worse if I'd have picked the wrong person, but a couple of the inconsistencies in their statements made me feel like the wife was holding back on some of the truths about the husband, right? And in the initial interview for the husband, when you compare that to the initial interview of the wife, look at the body language. If you watch the video back, right? Also, one person gave unsolicited information, the other person didn't. The difference is the unsolicited information she gave, it it didn't suit her purpose. Okay, so it only made her look worse. So my estimation was that she was covering for him. Okay, now the motivation behind why she would cover for him, to me, that's irrelevant. But when he gave inconsistent times about her arrival, and his demeanor completely changing when he figured out she wanted to leave him. You know, the second interview, if you look at his posture, his body language, even his affect when he's speaking is completely different. It his whole demeanor changed immediately when he found out about it. Then with the second interview, him saying something about a bed and breakfast. How in the hell is y'all going to get a bed and breakfast with the current situation the way it is? Despite the death or whatever, just their it. How can you be a couple and you be married, right? And they have a virtually similar income amount, right? But he doesn't have any debt and she does, right? Now it's not going to be on one partner to pay off the other person's debt, but it says a lot for him to decide, oh, we're going to take out the mom and get her life insurance policy. And that in itself speaks volumes. But you're going to go start a bed and breakfast with that? But you're showing her mercy and you care and you love her by offering her. Like, I admit that the opening sequence was really good. Because the opening sequence, I was thinking that the daughter did it, right? But going over the notes over and over again, right? The papers that they give you access to, and then also the whole time I was playing, I was taking my own notes about the case, right? And so from time to time, I'm pulling up the case files and I'm comparing them to the notes I'm taking, and also contrasting them with the statements that they made in the first interview, you know, which led me to the conclusion that I don't think that either one of them are completely innocent, but I don't think the wife is complicit. Okay, what do I mean? I think that the wife had knowledge after the fact that the husband did it. That's why she had inconsistencies with the statement about the breakthrough dose, right? But her way of fixing it wasn't to kill her mom. Her way of fixing it was to just run. Because she couldn't afford the debt. She figured out the house was getting foreclosed. She's already got most of her income going out, while her husband is making the same amount of income, and he's only contributing towards the bills, where she's paying the bills and paying off her debt. So whereas she would have $100 to $200 walking around money each month, and you got to think if she's been in school and she's trying to become a teacher, that's only going to continue. That's going to be a longer path until she's able to see the fruits of her labor, right? Meanwhile, you got this person taking the medication from the person that's dying, doing whoever knows what with it. Whatever he said is probably not the truth. And he doesn't have any type of statements. All of her stuff is backed up with information that you can check. And none of his was, including her whereabouts and her arrivals and departures. She had all that down. Where he had none. I just went to bed. No statement on what time. There were a lot of generalities, So, anyway, I had a lot of fun playing this. I hope y'all enjoyed spending this time with me as much as I enjoyed spending it with you. Uh, Give me about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to delegate some business for my dogs. I'm going to get a drink and I'm going to start a new game with a new stream. You know?